Hello and welcome to the channel. I am the Maize Mad Man. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, share this with your friends and family on social media, and of course, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that like button if you're on mobile, as it helps this content reach more viewers. Today, we are talking Michigan versus Purdue, the preview, and all that it entails. And of course,
I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans, poor little bro them. And I'ma tell them why I'm mad. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset.
First things first, let's get the history out the way. Michigan has won this game versus Purdue 47 times. Purdue has beaten Michigan just 14 times. All right. Michigan has won the last 6 times these teams have played, including the 2022 Big Ten Championship and the regular season 2023, where Michigan won 41 to 13. Purdue's largest margin of victory was 37 points. Michigan's largest margin of victory, 51 points. Now that the history is out the way, by the way, a little more history. Purdue has only won this game against the Wolverines at the Big House 5 times. That's it. Now that that's out the way, let's get to breaking down the actual game. This matchup is not a good one for Purdue. Let's be real. They are currently last in the Big Ten in turnover margin at -11. Michigan is one of the best teams in the country at turning you over. In fact, they've had at least one turnover or caused at least one turnover in every game this season. So Michigan, expect them to be putting on the turnover buffs in this game. In addition to that, Purdue has yet to win a Big Ten conference game. Just like last week with Lil Bronem, poor Lil Bronem. Purdue is in the same boat, as they have not won a conference game yet. In fact, Purdue comes into this game on a 6-game losing streak, while Michigan is on a 2-game win streak, trying to go for 3 before their bye week. The thing that's working in favor of Purdue, if there's anything working in favor of Purdue, is that Michigan has some questions in terms of injuries at key positions. From what I've heard, Michigan safety Rod Moore has had a problem with his surgically repaired knee flaring up. Does that mean he won't play? We don't know, but Sharon Moore said as much in terms of his injury concern. There are rumors going around that maybe, just maybe, Michigan starting running back Justice Haynes has a broken foot. There are pictures circulating with him in a boot, but there are also pictures circulating after the game with him without a boot. So we don't know. At the time, though, I'm just going to say his status is up in the air, right? Also, Cole Sullivan, a tremendous contributor for the Wolverines at the linebacker position, was taken out of the game against poor Lil Bronem, holding his arm. We don't know if it's broken. Michigan, of course, won't release any injury updates really until closer to game time. And we're talking very close to game time, like Friday. So we'll have a better understanding of that then. But Cole Sullivan has been playing great football, and honestly, maybe the best football of any of the linebackers. And that includes Ernest Hausman, who's been playing really well, especially as of late. And speaking of guys playing well at linebacker, Jimmy Rolder has really stepped up and played great. He was probably the defensive MVP of that game for Michigan against poor Lil Bronem. That said, having Sullivan out there is nothing but a plus. All right. He's been a magnet for the football all year. He's making key reads and stopping, key plays at key times. So Sullivan, the loss of Sullivan will be felt. We don't know, though, if he will be out. So let me say that. But it looks like he will miss this game. If that is the case, expect a heavy dose of Troy Bowles and true freshman Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng, who we've interviewed right here on the channel. Nathaniel is a friend of the channel. Can't wait to see him play. And this is a perfect game, really, for him to cut his teeth in, right? Against a team like Purdue, who isn't going to be the most challenging of opponents. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully, it's Purdue. Michigan should be able to handle this offense with ease, and having Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng and even other true freshmen or young guys out there to kind of get that game experience shouldn't hurt the Wolverines much, if at all, in a game like this one. That said, let's talk about some key things in matchups, all right? Obviously, to stop the Wolverines, the first thing you want to do is try to stop the run, right? So that is obviously a key matchup. Michigan's run game versus Purdue's defense, in particular, their running defense. Michigan tends to lean heavy on the strong run game. We all know that, controlling the tempo. Purdue has to find a way to disrupt that. Obviously, for lower ranked teams, lesser teams in terms of talent, and this isn't just for Purdue, but any team that's lesser ranked and has lesser talent, the key is to win the turnover battle, which we've already discussed. Purdue isn't necessarily good at. They're dead last in the Big Ten in turnover margin, while Michigan, on the other hand, turns you over with reckless abandon. So that's another key stat for you Purdue fans who want your team to have success. They need to win the turnover margin. It's looking bleak, but anything's possible, right? For us Michigan fans, we are sitting pretty in terms of this stat. Michigan, we expect to turn over Purdue. In addition to turning over Purdue, we expect Michigan to take care of the football, even with a young guy like Bryce Underwood, who's done, if we're being honest, a pretty good job at keeping of holding on to the football, right? I think he has only three interceptions on the season. In fact, maybe that's 2 interceptions on the season. So he's done a tremendous job of protecting the football. Purdue's starting quarterback, Ryan Brown, obviously will play a key role in this game. For the season, he has 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, He is completing about 60% of his passes versus top 25 teams, which is decent. He also only has 2 of those 8 touchdowns against top 25 opponents. On another key stat for Ryan Brown is away from West Lafayette, his stats drop tremendously. He's only completing 56% of his passes on the road. He has 1 touchdown on the road and 3 interceptions on the road. So that should also work in the favor of the Wolverines. On the flip side of that, you have Bryce Underwood, who is completing about 63% of his passes in conference. He has almost all of his passing yards in conference, 898 to be exact, 5 touchdowns, only 1 interception in conference. Bryce Underwood at home is even better, completing 69% of his passes with 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a higher quarterback rating. So for the season, Bryce is completing 61% of his passes, which is up from 59% a couple weeks ago. We know that this past weekend, it wasn't great, under 50%, but he will be home. He will be in the comforts of the big house with fans cheering him on. So that should help. And the fact that they're playing Purdue, let's be honest, should also help. Let's get to other key factors of the game because it doesn't stop there. Purdue has also struggled on this 6-game losing streak, due to their turnovers and their anemic defense. All right. They haven't been great on defense. They're giving up a lot of points, and that's going to be a problem for them on the road in Ann Arbor. A matchup to watch. This is, again, Michigan's run game versus their defense, but also freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood versus this Purdue defense. For Purdue to have a chance, they're going to need to, heat Bryce up, maybe cause some turnovers. We spoke about that. But Michigan and Bryce have been really good at controlling the ball and protecting the ball, and I expect that to go on in this game. Michigan comes into this one 20.5-point favorites. I expect them to cover that, honestly. They did not cover the spread against Boilermakers, but I do expect them to cover this spread at home versus Purdue. Honestly, what are you looking for? Talk to me in the chat. Let me know what you're looking for out of Michigan in this one. For me, I'm going to be honest. I want Bryce to have a career day. I'm talking over 250 yards, multiple touchdown passes, and that offensive line to play the way that they really have been playing over the last 2 games and keep Bryce clean. That's what's important. Keep the quarterback clean. Talk to me in the comment section. Give me your score predictions because we have reached that time of this video. I'm going to give you mine. I predict Michigan wins this game 41-10. That is my score prediction. Drop your score predictions in the chat. Let's see who gets the closest. Till next time, you know the slogan, but before we do that, be on the lookout for a live either tomorrow or Friday call-in show. We'll do it. And, of course, we have the Big College Football Show at 11 every Saturday morning with myself, Johnny Oden Jr., the Maniac, Josh and Marcus of Back of the Bus and House Divided. Plus, Saturday after the game. This is a primetime game, ladies and gentlemen, 7 p.m. start time. After the game, immediate reaction show right here on the Maize Madman channel. Till next time, you know the slogan. Stay angry, my friend. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. So I just don't get that all that Maize and that lock and all that puff. I just don't get it, son. And how the
Oh my God, we're shutting the damn live down. Good night, everybody.